In the wild, mysterious depths of Brittany, France, sits an old abandoned shack. Surrounded by ancient oaks and home to all manner of forest dwellers, it is here that we meet to share our stories. So pull up a seat, swing that light, grab your favourite beverage as we share another tantalising tale in the freaking shack.
I think we're okay.
I think we're set. We're okay. Turns out made no difference whatsoever.
Take no notice about all these people that tell you all this stuff you need for a podcast.
Yeah. Oh, it's so easy. So easy. Yeah. No, it's really not.
Trying to get everything in the right place so it doesn't echo feedback.
Yes, all manner of issues. Yes, fun.
Yeah.
We love this. It's great fun. No, it is actually. It is really good fun. But it's not been the easiest of all learning curves, has it?
It has not. But that's not to say we're not up for a challenge.
Oh, we are nothing if not up to a challenge.
We can do this. Right. What's your motto?
It'll be fine. I say it every episode. I think I've said it.
Can you say it in French?
Well, direct translation, it would be shit. That's not the translation. Because otherwise it would just be, I can't think. Hang on a minute. Let me do a direct translation and see what it comes out to. You might have to cut this out now.
I'm keeping everything in today. Absolutely everything. I'm fed up with editing.
Fair. Yeah. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, but that's a direct translation.
So it won't necessarily be right.
No.
C'est bien.
I would go with tout va bien.
Tout va bien. Yeah, that sounds good.
I would go with that, but I don't know if that's exactly...
If anyone's French out there, can let us know.
I am a mushroom.
Can mushrooms speak French?
Some of them can.
French mushrooms?
Yeah. They're the better ones.
They taste nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Shall we get back to Krampus?
Sorry, yeah. Just total diversion on that.
Yeah.
My bad.
Okay. I'm glad, actually, you stopped me there because I was just about to go into the bit where your wonderful partner...
Bless him.
Sent me through some notes about this.
He sent 17 pages. It was just a few notes.
Yeah. But it wasn't just about Krampus. He sent us notes about loads of stuff.
There were other connections made, yeah.
Really juicy things that we can get our teeth into in the new year, maybe.
Yeah, we can certainly build off of the Krampus story into the other stuff. Yeah, totally.
So, but he wrote big words.
Yeah, that's one thing he does really well.
And he said that the creature Krampus is a horned, here we go, anthropomorphic creature.
There you go, yeah. Dyslexics of the world, untie!
You're going to make me cough now. Okay, its origins are found from over 2,000 years ago in the pre-Christian pagan societies of Central and Eastern Alps in Switzerland, southern Germany, and Western Austria.
Oh yeah, because I knew about the Austrian one. And I think probably, in that sense, the German bit as well. But I didn't know it went all the way.
Yeah, so it's quite a big sort of area around there. He is a devil-like creature with large goat horns, cloven hooves for feet, and fangs. He has wild eyes and a long pointed tongue.
Is that like snake tongue or is that like single point tongue? Do we know?
I'm not sure.
What do we think? I think forked tongue would be...
I must admit, when I read this, I thought forked tongue.
But it could be just long and slim.
But it could be a long, slim tongue like a goat would have, I suppose.
Yeah. See,
because it is like a goat-type creature, isn't it? But
yeah, I think it is sort of goat-like. I mean, it has horns and is generally furry.
Yeah, I was just coming to that. Covered in fur.
It could be like Hoggle. No, not Hoggle. Who was the one in Labyrinth?
I have no idea. Can't remember.
No, was it?
Haven't seen it for a very long time.
What's the big fluffy one? Like the big bear. He's not a bear.
Hagrid?
No. Is it Hoggle? No, Hoggle's the little one, isn't he? Yeah, Hoggle's the little one. He's the little, he's the one that is a little bit of a turncoat, isn't he? Bless him.
I don't know.
Yeah. God, what's the one? He howls and all the rocks come to him. That's it. Carry on. I'm going to look him up now. Carry on.
Fine. Now, the other interesting thing is that there is something called Krampusnacht, which is Krampus night, where they do what they call a Krampus run. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah,
But
they do.
the really interesting thing is, it is on the 5th of December. Not the night of the 5th of December, which is exactly
When we're recording.
when we're recording.
Hey.
There's an echo in here.
There is, I'm sorry.
It's okay. So I thought that was really cool, the fact that we're actually recording on the night that maybe lots of celebrations are going on all over Europe and apparently now in Northern America.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll come to that in a minute. Okay.
Well, I suppose if we've got Halloween from America, they can have Krampus from us, I suppose.
I suppose.
Ludo! I'm sorry. Was it Ludo?
That's a game, isn't it?
I'm sure it was Ludo. Ludo, as in Ludo, was one of the characters in Labyrinth, and I'm sure, yeah, it is him. He's the horned beast. He howls, and all the rocks roll into the bog of eternal stench, and they can go across the stepping stones.
Absolutely.
Anyway, when I think of hairy beasts with horns, he's the one I think of. See, because he's very much he's got fangs, but he's not so much goat-like.
No, he's not goat-like, is he?
Anyway, sorry, I digress.
There we go. Lovely. So, he is thought to be part of the pagan rituals for the winter solstice and is often depicted as a horned, that's word again, anthropomorphic figure with a long tongue and shaggy fur coat, dark fur coat. There we go. Krampus serves as the dark counterpart to St. Nicholas or Father Christmas or Santa or
whatever you want to call him. Père Noël.
Yeah, Père Noël. While St. Nicholas rewards well-behaved children with gifts, Krampus punishes the naughty ones by swatting them with birch branches, stuffing them into a sack, and taking them away to his lair.
Corporal punishment. I mean, not sure we're still there, but okay.
We are going back 2,000 years here.
Fair.
So,
yeah.
And I did watch a little TikTok the other day where a dad was saying to his little boy, you do know you're on the naughty list. And he said, no, I'm not. And his dad said, yes, you are. And he said, and I suggest you change your attitude, young man, otherwise you're going to stay on the naughty list. And he said, no, I am not on your naughty list, actually. Then his dad said...
We love the great use of the word actually.
And then his dad said to him, well, he said, Father Christmas phoned me up the other day and said, you need to change your ways, young man, or else you're going to stay on the naughty list. And he looked at his little boy, and his little boy just looked and said, if Father Christmas comes in and tells me I'm on the naughty list, I'm going to punch his beard off.
Wow. Well, dude, I don't think you're getting off the naughty list anytime soon. Let's just say that.
Well, I got a feeling he was just being... In the end, it was just like, well, I wonder how. Rather than Dad keep telling him he was on the naughty list, it might have been a good idea for him to just sort of say, how do you think we could get you back on the good list?
Yeah.
What could we do together to help you get back on the good list? Because I'm sure we can, because you're such a good boy. Instead of...
We kind of hope that that's the way it goes, but... Yeah, rather than just getting his back right up.
I think that's what it was in the end. He was sort of backed into a corner and he decided the best way to get out of this was punch Father Christmas in the face.
If in doubt, you know, because he's bound to give you presents then.
Yeah. And there were a lot of people that came on and was just like, you know, he needs a little chance. Stop frightening him, because I think it was frightening him, really.
I think in the end it does come down to that whole thing of like, if you're telling them that there's, you know, that they're just going to not get any presents because they're on the naughty list and that's it now, then what's the point in them changing? You know, there's no point. So instead I'm just going to get shitty about it.
Yeah. Instead of suggesting to him that he is a really good boy and you know he's a good boy and that there's lots of ways he could get back on the good list, because we could do this tomorrow, that tomorrow, or this today and that today. And I think that might have changed his attitude. Bless his little heart.
Yeah, but rather than you're going to be taken away by Krampus and beaten with a stick.
Yeah.
Probably not helping.
No, not at all.
Not exactly setting your children up to pass, is it?
No, we won't go there. 2,000 years ago, it might have been okay, but it's not now. Okay, Krampus serves as the dark counterpart to St. Nicholas, Father Christmas, Santa, Père Noël. While St. Nicholas... I've done this. I've done this bit already.
Yeah, you've read that bit. Carry on.
Pre-Christian traditions. The figure Krampus has roots in pre-Christian Alpine traditions, where locals would don costumes resembling fierce beasts to ward off the dark forces of winter. That's sort of where it comes from.
Hence the Krampus run.
Yeah, well, yes, it is now, but
Yeah,
back
then it wasn't.
Back then it wasn't. It's very similar to the Halloween thing where they donned costumes to scare off the spirit. And this one is that they would don costumes to ward off the dark forces of winter. So these ancient rituals often involved theatrical performances and storytelling.
We love that.
We love a bit of storytelling. Then the Christian influence came along. With the spread of Christianity, Krampus was incorporated into the folklore surrounding St. Nicholas. This blend of pagan and Christian traditions created a duality of good and evil through the festive season. Krampus.
Sorry, that one crept up on me. Sun on a beach.
Have you heard the conditions I need to work in here? I might have to
just dying. It's fine.
I might have to leave that one in. Krampus nacked. I think it is.
It is nacked. Yeah.
I think I've got that right. Please tell me if I'm wrong.
I think you actually need to cough up a little more phlegm when I'm
You can do this bit. Or Krampus night. He roams the streets, often accompanied by St. Nicholas. This night is marked by parades and celebrations where people dress up as Krampus and engage in playful antics.
Love it.
And you were telling me some of these playful antics because
you're kidnapping children.
Yeah, because your partner used to take part in some of these nights, didn't he? On Krampus runs,
the Krampus run. Yeah, and I've seen photos. I haven't actually attended one myself, but I have seen the photos, and it looks like an absolute scream. I'd love to be able to go to one of them. But yeah, there's just an absolute ton of people who don these costumes, and they're all different. They're all totally different. And my other half did exactly that, and he made his costume. Most people do make their own costumes because they are so creative, and they use like foam latex and all kinds of, different materials to make these, like the big horns and the masks and everything that they wear. And I think my other half's costume was made out of brushed hessian. I think I might be wrong when I say that, but I'm sure he'll correct me. It'll be fine. But yeah, it was dyed and brushed out, so he looked really furry. And there's an absolute fantastic photo because the whole point of dressing up like Krampus was to scare the children, right? And it was like they all went through the streets and they had these like bunches of sticks that they were threatening to beat children with and all this kind of stuff. Some of the older children were like running out and kind of like half goading them, and it was all done in fun. And this little girl came up to him, and she was only very little, probably about 4, and she looked up at him, stood in this big fluffy costume, and just put her arms up in the air for him to pick her up. Well, he had big gloves on with big claws on and everything, so he couldn't really do that. So instead he dropped down to one knee, and she just hugged him, and he just put an arm around her, and they got a photo. Mum got a photo of her little girl just like, cuddle, I want to cuddle the big fluffy Krampus. And Krampus went, yeah, all right. So yeah, it was adorable. It was very cute.
But you said that there are, like, they have these big baskets or
They have baskets or sacks. Yeah, it's usually like big bags or baskets.
Did you say they're in trolleys or something?
So I have seen some of the photos from some of them, not the ones that, or at least I don't think they were the ones that he went to, but there were some of them that had like little carts and things where they were like grabbing children, obviously consenting parents and all that, but they were putting children in these little like carts or baskets, and they were like carrying them off down the street, and parents were filming them and things like that. So yeah, it's all just a big performance, really, which is just involves everybody.
It's a celebration, isn't it? It's all part of the Christmas celebrations leading up to Christmas. Because it says here the night is marked by parades, celebrations, music. I think there's food. It's like markets and
it goes through the middle of the street. Yeah, so
and probably music and stuff like that as well.
There's usually lots of drumming and
It says here about modern popularity of the Krampus story. It has seen it's seen a surgence of popularity, especially in North America. It says this revival is often attributed to a desire for new traditions and a reaction against the consumerism of the holiday season.
I like
consumerism. There we are. Of the holiday season.
Dyslexics of the world.
Absolutely.
Untie!
When I first see it, it's because I don't practice this beforehand. I look at my notes and then it's like, oh yeah, that's a big word. Right. And it's not one you normally use.
No.
But there you go. Right. So if you are involved in a Krampus run or Krampusnacht or anything like that, a celebration or anything, anywhere in the world, please let us know. Please send us some photos. We give you our email and everything at the end of the podcast. We would just love to have some information from anybody who listens. Yeah, it's like Steph showing me a picture of one of the Krampus runs with somebody dressed as Krampus with big fangs and a hairy body, and he has literally got a smiling child in his arms and he's carrying him down the street while people are applauding. Absolutely brilliant. Many cities now host Krampus runs where participants dress as Krampus, parade through the streets, sometimes engaging in light-hearted mischief. There you go. Yeah, and there's another Krampus person with a child hanging round his neck. The child's looking very happy. Yeah, it also says Krampus has also made appearances in films and TV shows, often blending the horror genre with the festive setting. So has been used that way as well. Now,
judging from these pictures, I will say, I think the tongue is more likely to be one singular point.
Okay.
Kind of like a goat.
A goat, yeah.
We're going with goat-like. Because there's a number of times that the masks have been depicted with that tongue hanging out.
It's very devil-like, isn't it? Like what you would consider an old type devil.
Yeah.
So it's sort of goat devil-y type. Long tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That definitely seems to be a theme.
Definitely have a look at it. I mean, we'll try and get some pictures and put them on social media around the time of this podcast going out.
Yep.
But just look up Krampus and you'll find loads of pictures.
Yeah, if you look up Krampus Run, you'll see all the costumes that people make, and some of them are terrifying, I will just say.
Yeah, really scary, but the kids don't seem to mind at all.
They really don't, and I have to admit, like, I've worked around a lot of children, and I feel like they would be terrified at some of these. But it's obviously so normal in the countries where it happens, in the towns where it happens, that no one seems to think twice about it.
No. So, going back to some of our questions that we might have.
Yes.
I said about, had you heard of Krampus before? Well, I definitely hadn't before we decided to do this.
Well, you asked me about a Christmas episode, and Krampus seemed to be a great one for the freaking shack.
I thought it was an excellent one for the freaking shack. Suits us down to the ground. So what others have I got here? What questions? So how do you feel about the resurgence of Krampus in modern Christmas celebrations? Do you think it adds or detracts from the festive spirit?
I love it. I think it offers a total flip of the coin.
Yeah.
You know, and just a completely different side of it. And also, I kind of feel like, well, kind of Krampus came first. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like afterwards kind of Christianity came in and shifted everything and sort of created that sort of melange.
Trying to... Oh, that's a good French word there,
it is,
Steph.
Yeah. It's this melange
of a mix, a blend of...
Yeah. And I think that it's nice to kind of go back and look at where this sort of came from and have a bit of fun with it, really. Because it seems that we don't have enough fun these days.
No, I think fun is most definitely the word of the year. There is definitely not enough fun.
No. Well,
I'm saying no more. It says here, would you participate in a Krampus run or attend a Krampus-themed event?
Yep.
Why or why not?
Because it's fun. We're coming back to that thing again. Yeah, I totally would. Yep, I totally would. And I'd love to be able to make my own costume because I like making things. And do you know what? I don't know. Maybe I'd probably be more inclined to make somebody else's costume because, I don't know, I just like making them.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'd have
yeah.
like 5 people and I go, yeah, we can make costumes for that. I'd then die from like work overload. But
Yeah, because you said your New Year's.
my New Year's resolution is going to be to say no more often. Yeah, because I keep saying yes to everything and then finding I have absolutely no time to do anything for me and my other half.
Yeah.
So I need to say no more often. No, the answer is probably no. If you need to ask me a question of if I'm going to do something, it's probably no.
And it says here, what other holiday traditions or figures do you find fascinating or unusual?
We'll see, I'd like to hear from our listeners on that one.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
that might give us some ideas of other things that we could talk about.
Absolutely. Definitely figures.
I don't want to talk about too much the ones that we've found out about because we might cover some more of those.
We have got a whole list now, thanks to your partner,
Yeah.
of different new people I've never heard of before.
Yeah.
So it will be fun trying to find out about those and to obviously tell you some little stories. And somewhere on my note, I have a story.
You do?
But you need to talk to everybody because I don't know where it is. So
I will tell you that this week I have been mostly covered in snot and poop. It's wonderful working with small children. It really is. And occasionally they explode and it's from one end or the other. I was doing an activity with the children today where they were cutting out little bits of paper. Right, they had to cut out these little rectangles like bricks, and then they had to build their little ladder so many bricks high, and they were learning about 1 to 10. So they were putting all these little bits of paper on, and then one child sneezed 3 times in very quick succession, and he blew all of the bits of paper everywhere. And it was like, my word, now we have to all start again. It was a nightmare. And all of those bits of paper are now covered in snot.
Nice.
And spit.
Nice.
Yeah, and then we wonder why I've been sick for 3.5 months. That's why. Because they are disgusting little bags of yuck. That's why. But we love them, we think. I'm not sure yet. Quite frankly, I'd rather they all just stayed at home. But maybe I should just stay at home.
Maybe it should be you that stays at home. I have a story.
Oh, excellent. You got it.
It's not necessarily the one I had originally.
It's fine.
This is going to be fun. This is going to be like opening a brand new storybook that I have never read before
I love it.
and trying to read the story. And I know full well there's going to be words in here I don't know.
That's okay. We're flying by the seat of our pants. It'll be fine. Okay, swing that light.
Swing that light. You've got it there, your side.
Swinging.
Swinging lights. Here we go. It's called The Tale of Krampus and the Lost Village.
Does that mean Krampus is lost as well?
No idea.
Is it like Jesus? We have to find him.
That's not Jesus. That's the kid in the red hat and the stripy jumper.
You're referring to Waldo or Wally. I see. No, I just meant that a lot of people constantly tell me that I have to find Jesus.
Oh, right.
I wasn't aware that he was lost, but apparently he is.
Oh dear. Right. No, this is just a lost village.
Okay.
In a small story, I need a page that goes, not a cough.
I'm sorry.
A page.
Hang on a minute. I can make this work.
Can you?
Yeah.
We don't know. Who needs sound effects?
Yeah, who needs them? Ready? Here we go.
Perfect. In a small village, nestled deep in the Austrian Alps, the legend of Krampus was more than just a story, told to frighten children. It was a living, breathing part of their winter traditions. Every year, as the first snow blanketed the ground, the villagers would prepare for Krampus Nacht.
Nice.
Got it.
Well done.
The night when Krampus roamed the streets. One particularly harsh winter, the village was cut off from the outside world by a fierce blizzard. The villagers huddled in their homes, keeping their fires burning and their doors locked. Among them was a young boy named David, who had always been fascinated by the tales of Krampus. Despite his parents' warnings, David was determined to see Krampus for himself. On the night of December the 5th, as the wind howled and the... Thanks. And the snow fell in thick, heavy flakes, Lucas crept out of his house. No, it's not Lucas, it's that...
Lucas is there too.
That's his mate.
Just because I kept him with sound effects, isn't it? See, you guys don't get to hear all of this stuff because she cuts out most of it.
I told you I'm keeping everything in this
Raw
week.
footage this time, yep.
David crept out of his house with his mate. He wrapped himself in his warmest clothes and ventured into the dark. The village was eerily quiet. The only sound was the crunch of snow under his boots.
I don't have a snow crunchy sound.
It doesn't matter, I do.
Oh, okay.
As he wandered through the village, David heard a faint jingling of bells. His heart raced with excitement and fear. He followed the sound, which led him to the edge of the forest, and there, standing in the shadows, was Krampus.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's exactly what I was thinking. The creature was even more terrifying than David had imagined, with his long twisted horns, glowing red eyes, and a sack slung over his shoulder.
That's for the children.
It is. Krampus turned and looked directly at David. For a moment the boy was frozen with fear, but then to his surprise Krampus spoke. "Why have you come here, child?" the creature asked in a deep, rumbling voice. "I wanted to see you," David replied, his voice trembling. "I wanted to know if the stories were true." Krampus chuckled, a sound that sent shivers down David's spine. "The stories are true," he said, "but there is more to me than just punishment. I also protect the innocent and guide the lost." And with that, Krampus reached into his sack and pulled out a glowing orb. He handed it to David. "This will light your way home," he said. "And remember, not all who wander are lost." David took the orb and watched as Krampus disappeared into the forest. He made his way back to the village, the orb lighting his path through the snow. When he returned home, his parents were overjoyed to see him safe. David never forgot his encounter with Krampus and the lesson he learnt that night. From then on, he always respected the traditions of Krampusnacht, knowing that the creature was not just a punisher of the naughty, but also a protector of the lost.
Ooh.
The end. Love it.
That's very cool. Glowing orbs and all.
Yeah. Was it a remember all?
Could have been, because he'd forgotten something.
Yeah, he'd forgotten how to get home.
Yeah, he'd forgotten how to get home. There you go. That's why he lit his way home. I like it. And I'd never heard of him being a guardian of the, or like guider of the lost. That's new to me. I like learning new things.
Well, I suppose if the little boy wasn't...
Oh, I'm so sorry.
If the little boy wasn't naughty...
He had no reason to go in the sack.
He... Absolutely. So
Sounds good.
He was helped and looked after. She's getting the look now.
She's got the look.
Dear.
It's not my fault. You raised me. Have you ever had one of those illnesses where you're so ill that everything is distinctly funny because you can't do anything else but laugh at this point?
You might as well laugh. I can remember once when I was in the forces and we had a big wig coming to...
Otherwise known as an important person.
A very important person, yeah. Big wig.
Yeah.
Was coming to have a look at our section, whatever it was. And they were making us do the most ridiculous things to make sure it was clean and tidy. Not just that. It wasn't just that. We actually painted grass green.
Wow. That's when they actually have nothing for you to do. That's when you have to sweep up puddles in the rain.
I mean, it pretty much was that. It was like, yeah, the grass is a bit yellow there because it's summertime. So please, we want all the grass to be green. So we actually were out there painting grass green while my house at home looked like a shit tip. And in the end, we were just like, we were trying to stop to have like 5 minutes for a cup of tea. And then the sergeant came in and said, "What are you lot all doing here? Isn't there something better you could be doing?" And I couldn't do anything but laugh. I just laughed. I was just like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably got a million things that I could put above painting grass green, yeah.
It wasn't just that, but it was like underneath, like all the motorbikes in the garage outside, and we had all the cars all lined up, and they all had to be shining like new pins. You weren't allowed to use them. I mean,
How dare you?
How dare you use a car to go out and actually go on patrol, because it needs to have, you don't go for anywhere dirty. And then underneath all the motorbikes had to be lined up with a ruler and a piece of string, so that they were all at the same angle and they were all on the same line. And then underneath each of the bikes, you had to put like this oblong of
Don't say oblongs.
of sawdust, which it was supposed to, like, you're supposed to put sawdust under there so that it collected any oil that came out of the bikes. They're old bikes.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be there to collect the oil that might have dripped out of the bike. But you had to make it into an exact oblong underneath the bike. And that oblong of sawdust had to be exactly the same size and in the same place as the one next to it and the one next to it. So it was completely uniform all the way down the garage.
What if it was windy?
It was in the garage.
So the garage doors weren't open?
No.
Right, okay.
No.
Fair.
But then all the cars had to be lined up exactly on the right angle with each other.
Did anybody think to tell these people to get a life? I mean,
No, you just laugh. It was just like,
didn't want the child sneezing, any random sneezing fit going on around all that sort of.
Oh, absolutely not. No, you would have been banished.
I'm happy to be banished.
Yeah, but yeah.
Sun on a beach.
We were just so busy, it was ridiculous. And all we could do was laugh in the end, because we were just, it was like, what's the next ridiculous thing you want us to do?
Well, that's pretty much how I felt today.
And I wouldn't mind when he actually turned up. He just would give everything just a glance.
Yeah.
As he went past, and we were just like,
it's like, if it didn't have the sawdust under it and there was a drop of oil, do you actually think he'd have noticed?
He probably would have done, actually.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably. That's because that's the type of stuff they're looking for, isn't it?
Yeah. I got sent on show parade once because I had a crumb on my fork. I don't know where the crumb had come from. I had never used my fork before.
It was a brand new fork.
I never used it.
Did you tell him to fork off?
No. I'd have been in jail. I'd have been put in jail.
So funny.
Anyway, on that bright note...
Yeah. It could get a bit brighter in my life, I gotta be honest, because I am dying a slow but painful death.
I'm going to put the Christmas lights on.
There you go, that'll brighten it up.
Yeah.
And I said that if everything went well today, which it did, other than the sneezing fit and the paper going everywhere, it all went okay. And I said that I was going to treat myself this weekend and put up my Christmas decorations.
Oh, there you go.
And it's the 5th of December and I ain't put nothing up yet. So I'm probably behind a load of people. When do you put your Christmas decorations up, people? I need to know. Am I late? Or am I because I know people go, oh, we don't put them up until December, and then some people are like, no, it's only got to be a week or two before Christmas and that's it.
Yeah, well, I used to always only put them up a week before Christmas. But we're putting them up early this year.
Yeah, well, you're not going to be here for Christmas.
No, I'm leaving you home alone.
Fuck's sake. You can cut that out. I'll make it even worse and then you can cut it all out, okay?
Yeah. I haven't yet had a Home Alone quote, because I said, I am leaving you home alone.
I nearly went, right, because I do the face slappy thing, but I was just like, that's just not going to come across very well on audio.
No, it doesn't really, does it?
It doesn't.
No.
And I was thinking about another one, and then the moment had gone, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the water bandits or something, or
I believe they're the sticky bandits.
Oh, the sticky bandits. Yes. But then they do the water thing, don't they?
Yeah, they were the wet bandits.
That's
and they were changing their name to the sticky bandits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember at which point they changed it, but anyway.
I think it was between his home where they were the water bandits or something, or the wet bandits. And then when they went to New York, they became the sticky bandits, I think. Yeah. I think
it was right at the end of the first film, wasn't it? He said something about, we're not the wet bandits anymore, we're the sticky bandits. And he kept telling him to shut up because he was they were getting bundled into a police vehicle at the time, I think. He's like, shut up, dude, stop telling us that name.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed now and die peacefully in my sleep.
Don't do that.
I won't do that.
There is too much paperwork involved.
Yeah, there is, yeah. Oh dear, no, I won't do that. But I am going to go and take some some very nice cold and flu medicine to make myself
Lovely.
feel better.
Yeah.
Have a hot chocolate or something.
Yeah, we can stop recording now.
Yeah. Well, we're going to wish everybody a very, very happy Christmas, because it's going to get that way, isn't it?
It is. Well, I think this one will be almost the last one before the big day, the Christmas day.
Well, in which case, wishing everybody a very Merry Christmas. Or, shall we say, a very Merry everything and a happy always.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter what you celebrate. You know, I hope you have a good one.
Yeah. Or if you don't celebrate at all, still have a good one.
Yeah, have a good one. Have a drink anyway. I mean, why not? Psh. You know. All right. Well, keep your eyes open. Yes, it was eyes open. I don't know where I was
Mind
going.
open.
Keep your mind open. Keep your eyes open as well.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes open for Krampus. But keep your minds open and your lamps lit. And we will meet you back here next time at the Freaking Shack.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. I want to cut out that last bye.
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 That's my Krampus impression.
Find us on all our social medias. Email fshack03@gmail.com. TikTok @the.freaking.shack. Instagram @the_freaking_shack. And Facebook is the-freaking-shack. All those freakings are without a G. And our little web page is at fshack03.podbean.com. We look forward to hearing from you.